Hey guys! In this video lesson, we would learn how to graph transformations on parent functions. In the previous lessons, we learned what are the basics of transformations and how to describe transformations when they are given in the equation form. Now we would be learning how to graph those equations using the transformations a, k, d, and c. So the basic parent functions that we would be working on would be fx equal to x, that is the linear function, x to the power 1. Another one is fx equal to x square, that's a quadratic function. Third is fx equal to square root x, that's a square root function. Now for making a graph of these functions, what do we do is we just turn them into a table of values. If this is x, this is fx. The simple x values that we can take is -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. When you put it in the equation, x to the power 1, which is -2 to the power 1, gives us -2. Similarly, we get all of this fx values. To turn this into a graph, all we have to do is just plot the x and the y values. We see x values are -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. So we have -1, -2, this is 0, 1, 2, and then similarly here we have 1, 2. Now when x is -2, fx is -2, y-axis is fx-axis, x-axis is x-axis. Now let's plot these points. So when x is -2, y is -2 and that would go here. When x is -1, y is -1 would go here. When x is 0, y is here, goes here. X is 1, y is 1. X is 2, y is 2. All we have to do is just join these points and we would see that we get a straight line passing through the origin. So this is how a linear parent function graph looks like. It's a straight line. Similarly, if we draw the graph of a quadratic function, first we would write down the table of values. Simple x values we can pick is -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2 again. But now since y value or fx value is x square, so we take square of this x. -2 square is 4, -1 square is 1, 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. Let's use these points and make a graph. This is how the grid looks like. -2 we have a 4, -1 we have a 1, 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 2 is 4. Again, we connect the points passing through the origin and we get to see that the graph looks like a parabola. You've made all these graphs in previous grades as well. So you're very well familiar with the linear and the quadratic graphs. Let's make a graph of square root function. For square root function, we just have to make sure that we do not put any x value in there because we cannot find out the square root of negative numbers. So we would start at 0. When x is 0, y value is going to be square root 0, which is 0. Next, we can pick easy number 1. Square root of 1 is 1. Instead of taking 2 and 3 as the x value, because square root of 2 and 3 is going to be a decimal number, which is hard to plot, we can pick the next number as 4. Square root of 4 is 2. And these three numbers are good enough to plot. So when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 4, y is 2. Again, we have to connect the dots and make a graph. So this is how a graph is going to look like for a square root function. These are all the parent function graphs. No a, k, d or c has yet been introduced into these functions. Let's take the fourth function, and that is fx equal to 2 to the power of x. And the fifth function is fx equal to x absolute. Now let's turn this equation into a graph. Before doing that, we would make it into table of values. This is x, this is fx. When x is -2, because here x can be negative, so we would take simple x values, -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. Wherever we can put x as negative, the best values to pick is -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. Now when you put this -2 in place of x, we would get 1 over 2 to the power 2, which is 1 over 4. So we get 1 over 4 for the first one. When we put -1 there, we get 1 over 2. When we put 2 to the power 0, we get a 1 because any number raised to the power 0 is 1. 2 to the power 1 is 2. 2 to the power 2 is 4. Now we put all of this on the grid. This is how the grid would look like. So when x is -2, y is 1 over 4 and 1 over 4 is half of half. So it's going to be somewhat here. So the point is going to be here. When x is -1, it's exactly half, so that's somewhat here. When x is 0, y is 1 here. When x is 1, y is 2. When x is 2, y is 4. And now all we have to do is just connect all of these dots, and this is how the graph is going to look like. Let's make the graph of this absolute function. X values will be -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. Y absolute would make the numbers positive. It will not change the numbers, but it will just make them positive wherever they're negative. So -2 becomes a +2, -1 becomes a +1, 0 stays as 0, 1 stays as 1, 2 stays as 2. Positive number stays the same, negative numbers become positive. Now if we want to turn this into a graph, we'll make the grid. Here we go. When x is negative 2, y is 2, x is negative 1, y is 1, x is 0, y is 0, x is 1, y is 1, x is 2, y is 2. We connect the dots and this is what we get. So this is how a parent absolute function graph looks like. Now let's say we want to make the graph of a transformed function. Let's say we're given this equation. We know this is the equation what we get once we introduce transformations on the parent quadratic function because x is power 2. So we would write the general transformed equation a kx minus d plus c with the bracket raised to the power 2. Now we can write our a, k, d and c. A is negative 2, k is negative 1, d is 1, c is not there so c is 0. We learned this from the previous video how to take them out. If we want to make the graph of this function, we just have to introduce what is known as the mapping formula. This mapping formula can be used on any of the above 5 parent function equations and it makes your life very easy when it comes to making graphs. So let's first understand how does a parent table of quadratic functions look like. So my parent table of values comes from y is equal to x square. So here goes x, here goes y. X I know I have to put negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1 and 2. That we have already covered up when we were just making the graphs of parent functions. When we put negative 2 square, y becomes a 4, 1, 0, 1 and 4. Once we get this will result into the graph of the parent function of this equation. Now, if I want to make a graph of this, the equation is fx equal to negative 2, negative x minus 1 whole square. We make a new table of values for this. And in this new table of values, we would put in the mapping formula. And how do we write the mapping formula? We would get the new x as x over k plus d and we would get the new y as ay plus c. So the mapping formula is to get the new x and the new y. New x is x over k plus d and new y is ay plus c. Now how do we get these new x's and new y's? We just pick the old x, put it as x, pick k from AKDC that we have drawn out of the equation. So k is negative 1, pick d, put it in the formula. And when we solve this, we would get the new x value. So negative 2 divided by negative 1 is a 2, plus 1 is a 3. Similarly, here we pick a from here, negative 2, y from here times 4 plus c from here, which is 0. So negative 2 times 4 is 8. The next x value is negative 1. So now we're working on negative 1. K is still the same, negative 1. So negative 1 divided by negative 1. D is 1 equal to negative gets cancelled. 1 plus 1 is 2. A is negative 2 times y is 1. So that is negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 plus 0 gives you a negative 2. Then we pick a 0 divided by k, which is negative 1 plus 1. So 0 divided by anything is a 0, plus 1 is a 1. Here we have negative 2 times 0 plus 0 is going to give us a 0. Next we have is 1 divided by negative 1 plus 1. So 1 divided by negative 1 is a negative 1, plus 1 is a 0. Here we have 1, so negative 2 times y is 1 plus 0 gives us a negative 2. And next we pick is a 2 divided by negative 1 plus 1 gives us a negative 2 plus 1, which is a negative 1. And we get negative 2 times y value is 4 plus 0, which is negative 8. So we just noticed that all we have to do is just apply this mapping formula to get the new points. And now my new points that I would be plotting on my graph is 3, 8, 2, negative 2, 1, 0, 0, negative 2, negative 1 and negative 8. So these are the new points that I would be plotting. And these points I have obtained by taking care of all my transformation parameters and my parent function original points. Now let's turn these points into graph. So let's say this is our grid. We put in the x values. Now when x is 3, y is 8. X is 3, y is 8. When x is 2, y is negative 2. Sorry, here negative 2 times 4 is a negative 8. So this was negative 8 too. Going back to it, when x is 3, y is negative 8. When x is 2, y is negative 2. When x is 1, y is 0. When x is 0, y is negative 2. When x is negative 1, y is negative 8 again. When we connect these points, this is how a graph looks like. So you see the parabola has also been reflected. The parabola has been shifted. So looking at the transformations and comparing the graph, because d was 1, the parabola has been shifted 1 unit right. C is not there, so parabola has not been shifted up or down. A is negative 2 and k is negative 1. So the parabola has been reflected over x and y axes. And when you make the parabola parent and this parabola on the same grid, you would see that this parabola would look thinner than the parent parabola. So always remember to use the mapping formula whenever you're making the graphs of your transformed functions. Let's do another question for the sake of practice. So let's say we're given this question. We know this is a square root function. So the parent function table of values that we will be using is for square root x. When we write on our general transformed equation, it looks like this. So we would bring out a, k, d, and c. A is not there means A is 1. K is equal to negative 1 over 3. D is with the opposite sign because our general equation is supposed to have a negative, so we'll flip this. So we have a negative 2. C is a negative 2. The square root is only up till d, not on c. Now we make the graph of the parent function y is equal to square root x. Now we write on the table of values for the parent function. Only for square root functions, you will not take negative 2, negative 1 because the square root functions value do not exist when x is negative. So we start at 0. Square root 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 4 is 2. Now to make a graph of this equation, all we have to do is just use mapping formula. X by k plus d gives us the new x and ay plus c gives us the new y. So the original x is 0, k value is 1 by 3. Because we have to divide by 1 by 3, so in other words, we can say that we have to multiply by 3. So x divided by k is x divided by 1 by 3. So this means the same thing as 3x. So 0 divided by negative 1 by 3 plus d value is a minus 2, so I'm going to put in as minus 2 there. So 3 multiplied by 0 or negative 3 multiplied by 0 is a 0. Minus 2 is negative 2. Here when I pick a y value as 0, a is 1, so I get 1 times 0 plus c is minus 2, so I'm left with a negative 2. When I put in x as 1, 1 divided by negative 1 by 3 is 1 multiplied by negative 3 minus 2, so it gives me a negative 5. Here a is 1. 1 multiplied by y is 1. C value is negative 2. So this gives me a negative 1 altogether. Next we have this 4 divided by negative 1 over 3. Minus 2 gives us 4 times negative 3 is a negative 12. Minus 2 is negative 14. And the new y value would be 1 times 2 plus minus 2, which is equal to a 0. Now we'll turn this into graph. So if we have to make this into a graph, the graph looks like this. This is the parent function. If we want to make this into a graph, the points that we have is negative 2, negative 5, negative 1, negative 14, 0. So let's say we're going by negative 2. So at negative 14, y is 0. When x is negative 5, that's here, y is negative 1. When x is negative 2, y is negative 2. And then we connect these points and we would get, so this is how the graph looks like. We see from 0, it has shifted 2 units down because our C is negative 2. D is negative 2 means it has horizontally translated 2 units left, and that's what has happened. Moved down, moved left, and everything else has been taken care of using the mapping formula. So to summarize, whenever we're making a graph of a transformed equation, we always use mapping formula. And the mapping formula is going to give us the new x and y values, where x and y, they are the values that we get from the parent function. And a, k, d, and c is what we get from the transformed equation. These are the transformation parameters.